Er ist jung, sexy, mit einer Schauspielerin liiert und höchst erfolgreich. Wenn Sie nun denken, wir haben heute einen Fußballer oder einen Popstar zu Gast, weit gefehlt. Er ist Klassikstar. Der Pianist David Fray ist heute bei uns zu Besuch, um sein neues Album mit Schubert-Sonaten und Fantasien vorzustellen, das am 30. Januar veröffentlicht wurde. Mein Name ist Ann-Kathrin und Sie sehen Audiophil TV. Viel Vergnügen.
Audiophil.
Hello, David. I'm very happy to meet you today. You have just played a concert. How many people have been coughing today?
Not so much. I was very happy to hear that the public seemed to be quite focused on the music. Yes.
Okay, even if it is the winter time at the moment,
you
could think
it was fine. Yeah.
Okay, not so many people with cold here.
No.
Perfect. You could take some coughing sweets with you for the people in the audience when you are giving your concerts. So Ricola or something like this.
No. I think that people they know that for music it's important to be able to make silence, because without silence there is no music, and so I think that everybody in general knows how to behave in a concert. Yes.
But isn't this a rather new fashion? I think before the 20th century, people have brought their own picnic into the concerts.
Yeah, but maybe it was not the best way to listen music, I think. So yes, before maybe it was not like that, but I think that that's a progress, that today people are trying to be really into the music. It's important.
But do you think it is really important that I'm completely quiet to get into music? Because when you look at pop concerts or jazz concerts...
Yeah, but this music are totally different from classical music. I think that the particularity of classical music is, in fact, that fact that you have to be in a certain mood and to be in a certain condition to listen to it. And that's why classical music is something very, very important today, because it requests from the listeners a special attention, a special way of behaving, and that's very important, especially today that everything is noisy and people are not maybe less used to that than before. So I think it's a necessity.
Okay, but don't you think that today younger people would maybe attend classical concerts if it would not be that stiff and...
It's not stiff. It's not stiff. People can be exactly who they are. And in fact, I hope that people are coming, they bring what they are. That's important. But to bring cough or noise is not bringing what you are. It's just bringing confusion to the music, and that's different. So people don't have to think it's stiff. It's not stiff. It's just that you have to make this atmosphere possible to make the miracle of music happen. You know, if in a pianissimo people are not really even stopping their breath, the concert is not the same. It's important that people get this, and in the best moments, the conviction of the player makes it automatically. Sometimes these are the moment of grace that we are looking for.
So if the people or the audience is noisy, it is a bad musician on stage?
No, of course not. Of course not. But sometimes you have the great majority of the people very quiet and focused on music, and there are only two people, but two people can ruin the whole atmosphere, you know what I mean? But it's okay. In general, these problems don't happen.
Okay, but you wouldn't be a friend of live recordings then?
Oh yes,
guess.
I love live
Okay.
recordings.
With audience or only
Of course,
direct
with
to
audience.
tape?
No.
Okay.
No. I think it's no. I like this fresh side of live performances. Of course, you have to accept that maybe the sound is not as good as in a studio. That maybe there would be some noise, or that it could be some wrong notes eventually. So you have to accept this. But if people wouldn't be so used to the perfection of the studio recordings, I think that they could win a lot having more live recordings at home. That's what I think. Yes.
How important are wrong notes, or yes, how important is it for a good concert that there are only few wrong notes, or doesn't this make any difference?
My own experience is to see that a lot of the great concerts I attended were sometimes not perfect at all, but still this concert remain in my memory. And also the recordings I prefer in general are not perfect technically. It doesn't mean that if it's not perfect technically, it must be inspired. Of course, unfortunately, it's not the case. But I think that one shouldn't be so much focused on these details. Of course, if there is a big problem, it's different. But if little imperfection, it's not that important. The important thing is the global structure and the flow of the music and the inspiration of the moment that you can get maybe more in a concert rather than doing 2 or 3 times the same piece in a studio.
Mm. And as a pianist, you have the double of notes you play the evening, because you have the right and the left hand. So as a violinist, you have half of.
Yes.
Okay. And but is there any stage fright? Do you have any stage fright? Do you know something like this?
The fear, you mean? If I am
Yes.
afraid of
Yes.
of course, yes. But I must be afraid of a bit, not too much, of course, because I have to be able to play. But if you are really in the condition to give your best, you cannot be too relaxed. And the very few times when I was too relaxed, maybe the concert was not as good as it should. So I think that this tension, I prefer to speak about tension, good tension, bring this excitement to the performance, yes.
So it's a positive tension.
Should be a positive feelings. In general, it's positive. It may happen that sometimes if you are too nervous or too tired or for special reasons, a bit more fragile, yes, maybe you can be a bit eaten by your nervosity. It could happen, but in general, we musicians to use it in a positive way.
You already started at the age of 4 playing the piano. When did you have your first concert playing?
Myself playing?
Yes.
I remember it was a class audition in my birth city, Tarbes, in the conservatoire. I was 7 years old. I played a little etude by Schumann for children, and it was my first contact to the audience as a player, yes.
And did you enjoy it?
I don't have a very clear memory of it, but I guess so, but I was also very nervous, yes.
But I think it is very important for children to have a positive feedback and a positive link with their first concert. I do remember my first concert when I played the violin. I was 7 years old too, and I had my stand, and I had like a plush monkey.
Yes, I understand.
With this, which I wrapped around the stand, and but it was positive. So I think this.
Yeah, I don't have any pollution now, but I have my Handtuch with me. It's maybe a kind of the same thing, but you know, it's not easy when you are a child, and even when you are growing up artist to come in front of people and to make this statement, to say, okay, I'm here and Tonight I play this piece for you, and that's my vision. It requires some courage, I think. But that's exciting. Sometimes I feel it. I feel it's very difficult, and sometimes I'm also glad to have a life that is exciting like that and never boring.
But does it hurt you if you get bad critics?
It did happen in the past, of course. Now I try not to be too much into this kind of things. I try to be a bit distant of it. I mean, it's normal that people express their opinion about what you do. If it's done with the respect of the work that the artist did, it's okay. It's okay.
Would it make any difference if it would be critic or someone would criticize your interpretation or your technique?
Both are connected.
Okay.
Both are connected, because technique by itself, it's not interesting. Technique is just the tool to reach music. So I don't think that a good critic should separate the two aspects.
But the interpretation reflects your personality. So I could imagine that this would hurt me more than if someone would say, "Oh, too many."
You know, music is more important than that. To be honest, in my life. So I do what I think I have to do, and then people appreciate or don't appreciate, but it's not anymore my business, so to say. I do what I think I have to do, the best I can, and then some people will appreciate, I hope, and some other maybe less, but they can also listen to other artists if they prefer. Everybody is free to listen to who he likes. Myself, there are artists that I prefer, and I listen to them. I don't want to hurt myself listening to some people that I'm not really excited by.
For example?
No, of course I won't say any names, but I mean, you know, the musician plays and the critic's critic. It's okay.
Okay, so it is their job too.
Each one has his job.
What does Schubert, which is your new recording, which has been released in January this year, end of January.
Yes.
What does it give to you, his music? Because you are about the same age that he was when he did this.
I'm even older.
Yes, I know he died at the age of 31, so yeah. Approximately. Does this make it easier for you? That you're...
No, not at all. You know, the maturity is not a matter of age, I think. So you can be, that's the thing I always say, huh? You can be maybe 25 and have a certain maturity, and maybe some people at 50, they don't have enough maturity. It's a question of course, the thing that you get automatically with the age, with the years passing, it's the experience. Experience is different from maturity. But the maturity is that feeling that you have the intuition, or maybe also the knowledge of the feelings that are in this particular piece. And once again, it doesn't depend on the age, I think. It doesn't.
I thought maybe because you're approximately the same age, you could, or you can understand his world maybe better.
The most important thing to understand Schubert is to be a human being.
Okay.
You can be 50 or 60 or 20, it's being a human being, because everything that is contained in the Schubert pieces are about human feelings, the human soul, and it's very, very deep feelings. So you have to go into that. That's the most important thing. And for sure, I will play this piece maybe differently when I will be 60 or 70, but I'm not even sure. Yes, I guess. But even I never play the same way 2 concerts in a row, for example. You understand what I mean? So
yeah, sure.
it doesn't depend only it depends on the moment, it depends on the day, the piano, the acoustic, the shape, everything is important in this case.
It's like a jazz musician who never does the same interpretation twice.
It would be very boring to play every day the same. Very boring.
Because you often play the same repertoire.
Yes, I try, but I try also to learn new pieces, of course. That's also important. But I'm pretty slow, so I take the time that I need.
And what did you find in Schubert's music?
What I told you, it's maybe the most faithful mirror of human soul, in my opinion. Schubert is the composer that maybe touches the human soul immediately. Yes, respect to some other composers, maybe it's the more immediate, in my opinion, at least. It's something that you cannot fight against. It's there, and it's difficult not to be charmed by this atmosphere and this humility also that you find in this music.
I agree absolutely, especially when I listen to Winterreise. I'm really touched by this music. But you did Bach, Mozart, Schubert. Do you think your repertoire is a little bit too limited because there's no Russian composers, no French composers? Or do you
the
think
German repertoire is very, very large. So only with the German composers from Bach to Schoenberg, zum Beispiel, it's very, very large. It's really wide, and so it's not at all limited. Of course, but I play some French music sometimes.
I know.
A bit.
Boulez.
So, Boulez and Ravel
Yes.
also. Russian composers, yes. I have to admit that it's really something I put a bit on the side. But one should know what he can play well or not, and I'm not sure that the Russian repertoire fits to my sensibility and my playing.
So maybe it is wiser to say no, that's not.
But maybe one day it could change, but it has to be connected to your own evolution. And I know better than anybody if this is the right moment for this or not.
So it is only you who is choosing the repertoire?
Yes, yes.
No record label or.
Now, of course, I discuss with them, but in general they are nice enough to let me do what I would like to do, and it's a question of maybe first we can do this and then this, but in general, yes, I would like my discography reflects who I am a bit.
People say you would be a difficult character, what I can't say from these few minutes or that we meet now. Do you think that artists who say what they want have or get this label of being difficult too quick, maybe?
I don't have the feeling being difficult, but if some people, the problem is that all the people who in general find you nice, they don't say anything because you are nice and they don't say anything. But the 2 or 3 people who think you are not nice, in general, they express themselves very loud. So what can I do? I guess that in the case I'm not very nice, but I don't really remember it because there are some reasons. But I don't think I'm difficult. I'm just trying to do my best for my job and asking to people to help me to do this job well. It's the only thing that is important for me.
Also, your former teacher, Jacques Rouvier, who has been playing with you on this album, have you been excited to play with him for recording?
Yes, a lot. Yes, yes. He could say if I am difficult or not.
Oh, I will ask him.
Yeah, go. It was a great experience. because we finally were together in front of the instrument, doing music together, and in a way there was not anymore teacher and student, but we are two musicians knowing each other very, very well. So I know him very well, and I think that he's maybe the man who knows me the best.
And do you have any plans for the next few months or the next recordings, or is it still now this repertoire that you're playing in the next months?
It's quite there is some variety in the next projects, because I can do the Bach concertos there, but I will do the Beethoven third concerto in a few days. Yes, of course. Okay. I played a lot of Beethoven, even if I never recorded it. So to have a complete picture of somebody, you have to check the discography, but more than that, what he plays in concert. Because generally it's not exactly the same. It's not only the discography. There are a lot of things that I play and that I don't record for many reasons. So if you put together discography and concert, you have maybe a good picture of my repertoire. So yes, it can be Beethoven also, of course. Ravel I will play again. Schubert's recital, but also Beethoven recital. It's very different. Mozart.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Feel. Feel.